Deep the concrete chronicles my first appearances, iconic secret origin story written in the project's honest tonic. Got a secret identity when the system tries to track me, but my superpowers activated, ain't no way they're stopping that. See, nah, you can't stop the hustle, it's a mental kind of muscle. Every hero in the struggle makes the city rubble.
So,
Welcome back,
Spider-Man,
Crazy Cats.
Spider-Man Brand New Day, spoiler-filled review. You're in the right place if you're looking for that.
Oh yeah. What I didn't disclose in the last segment was contrary to some people's uh, feedback online, I love the Punisher in this. Was he his usual violent self? No. He was comedy. He was hilarious. It made me want to see a Falcon Winter Soldier team up miniseries between these two.
Yeah,
we
need to see the Staten Island event.
Yeah, well, is that in the one shot? No, he's not in that.
No, it's not in
So
the one
why
shot.
did they?
Because it was just an inside joke. But now that they know people are going to be interested in it, they should make it. They should make that into a thing.
Oh yeah, that would be cool if they did that.
Even if they just did it as an animated thing. I mean, and
let Tom Holland and John Bernthal voice it.
I understand the criticism that that's not the Punisher, but I got to break it to you people. John Bernthal has never been the Punisher because the Punisher was never a whiny PTSD racked veteran. He was a grim force of nature veteran. It was never about woe is me. It was never. I mean, he's doing it for emotional reasons. He lost his family, but he's never been a blubbering fool about it. And Barenthal's Punisher has been doing that. And as I talked to Telly about this earlier, if you go back to Barenthal's first appearance in the MCU in the Daredevil season 2, right? There's a scene in that movie where Daredevil's finally caught up to Castle, and Castle takes a security guard hostage, and he says, "If you follow me, I'll kill him." That is also not your Punisher. He's not going to kill innocent people. So if you can get wrapped around the axle because of people like Punisher doesn't take naps, like what? Like what? Like is this really like? You got an army of idiots out there fighting against these movies. You know, Punisher doesn't cry. Sure he does. When his family died, sure he does. When everything he fights for is to stop the bad guys, but he realizes when he shoots that bullet that not only is he the bad guy, but he also hurt a kid like his kid that he lost, sure he'd cry. So
yeah,
you could take that nonsense to the bank because you are wrong.
I thought he was funny. Just the line delivery. When him and Peter are arguing when the Hulk is attacking, and he goes, "What you're trying to get out of fighting the Hulk, aren't you?" Yeah, no, I'm not. Well, he said, "Yes, you are." Yeah, I am. He's like, well, stop shooting him. Again, when he's asking him if he's crying in the hospital, and the most hilarious part at the end, which says, yeah, when we brought you in, we had to bring you in the back way. He said, when you exit, I got a plan. And I'm thinking to myself, no,
I knew exactly what he was going to do. I knew exactly what he was going to do. When he said, I've got a plan, I was like, well, the mask is laying there. He's going to pretend he's him to distract him.
Yeah, and he's jumping up and down in the window. I thought that was funny. The whole time that Barenthal was playing Punisher, I'm thinking of your brother Brian because of the beard and everything.
I don't know where to start with this movie.
But the directors didn't know, the writers didn't know where to start with this movie.
They didn't know where to stop with this movie either.
Yeah, I think it went over a little long.
Okay.
Again,
Yeah, definitely
I'm
too
a,
long.
mhm.
Yeah, and not too long, needlessly too long. Made too long by the superfluous bull stuff that they put in this movie. Like, was it cool seeing Tombstone in a Spider-Man movie for 2 frames? You think it's worth it? You think we could have put those frames on the cutting room floor. There's like no less than 3 villains in this movie that are in this movie just for 2 frames. You
Yeah,
cast
this
people
movie
and
was
you paid them money for that? Like what?
this movie clocked in at 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, you know what?
25.
I
So
forgot to mention. So
mhm,
my movie time was at 10 o'clock. It was a 10 o'clock film, right?
mhm.
What time do you think the movie started?
10:10.
You would have thought the
Oh
movie
yeah,
started
extra
at
previews.
no commercials. A lot of them. A lot of them. You know how they do the preview thing, and Maria
Yeah,
Menounos comes on the screen and she's like, "That was us at the newbie, and enjoy your show." The house lights go down, and then commercials for Sprite, for phones, for I'm like what? The first preview started at 10:30 on
what?
a 10 o'clock on a 10 o'clock showtime. It was
So you didn't
crazy,
get out
man.
of there to
I have never
you didn't
I
get
have
out of there to 12:55.
yeah, after 1 o'clock. It was after one
Oh
o'clock when we
yeah,
got out of the movie. Yeah, I just
dang.
like I have never seen anything like it. And I don't know if it's because it's Regal and I usually do AMC, but I saw Master Universe at Regal and I didn't see that. So I don't know if this was a deal that Marvel made or whether they're just doubling up the ads in the movie because this is the
Hey,
movie everybody's
I,
going to see.
I'm gonna tell you a different whole genre. Uh, WWE just when they got bought out by TKO, the people that own UFC, uh, because it's not run under Vince McMahon anymore. It's owned by TKO. And not to go off tangent and off subject, but they changed their pay-per-views to premium live events instead of pay-per-views now. So you pay for it in conjunction with the ESPN app, and you get these premium live events like the 2 night SummerSlam that happened this past weekend. It's supposed to be, I mean, ads, yes, but they got freaking commercials during it now that lasts for like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. And it's supposed to be a 3 hour event. And the reason why these big events go to 2 nights now is because the last one me and my buddy Dennis went to down in Florida, we went in at 5 o'clock for the pre-show. We didn't get out of there until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm, mm, mm,
That
mm.
that's when they decided to split it to 2 nights. So when you buy tickets, you get the same seats at the arena. And that's why the tickets prices are going up and no one is buying tickets. They're not getting those 100,000 people in those stadiums anymore. You're getting 45,000 people and people staying at home. But that's something for another day. Back to it.
So
This movie clocked in at 2 hours, 25 minutes runtime. This movie and story could have been told in 2 hours easily. And
I
20.
think it could have been told in an hour and 45 minutes. And I say that because all right, we are heavily into spoiler territory now.
Yeah.
So Peter gets introduced to damage control. And in that conversation with damage control, they're like, "Oh, there's Shocker's gauntlet over there. And here's the hand who you took down, but now we've retrained them to have an excuse to have them later in the movie to fight Peter with when Jean Grey comes in, uses her powers." And then they have the whole, oh, there's Tarantula and there's Tombstone and there's Scorpion. Oh, we gotta stop Scorpion from getting released from jail. If Jean Grey is just jumping from person to person, and that's the real danger of what she's doing, then it doesn't matter whether that person is Scorpion or not. It didn't matter. She left him and just went someplace else.
Left
So
him for dead.
it just, so all of the elements that they introduced just to justify, oh, this is a Spider-Man movie, or when Peter has to track down somebody to get intel, so he goes to Florence Pugh in a bathhouse. Hey, I like seeing that lady in the bath a lot, but he had the Stark Tech AI doing all his homework for him back in his loft. What the hell does he need a girl in a bath for? He didn't. He didn't need her. So you could have written that in a way that he had his AI back home trying to figure out the problem, not the girl in the bathtub. It was just
Are
a
you
cheap
saying they could have
excuse.
saved that money that they paid that actress and used it for something else?
It's just a cheap excuse for Marvel cameo bingo, like I've been saying for week after week after week. There's so many things, you know. Did the ninjas in the movie have to be the Hand? Did we have to explain that they're a Hand? Honestly, in the context of that article you read, it's even more egregious when you think about it that way, because now he's stealing villains from Daredevil instead of having his own.
My thing, the whole time that we talked about this movie and all the stuff that they saying was going to happen in this movie and all the cameos and guest appearances and eye candy, I know they don't have the rights for the Kingpin for movies,
For movies, exactly.
so they couldn't include him. And I heard the director said they wanted to. They had filmed a scene but didn't use it where they were going to introduce him because I believe they're bringing him in as the mayor. I think the whole reason when I first saw the Hand when the first trailer dropped for this movie months ago was that Daredevil was going to appear in this movie in some form or fashion, as
I
well
heard.
as the Kingpin.
I remember I
And I'm
said
like,
Charlie Kirk
why,
said. I'm not Charlie Kirk.
why,
Shit,
why,
Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox said he's not
why
even
is
in
he?
Doomsday. He's not even in
Why
Doomsday.
is
He's out of it.
why is well they're doing season 3 of Daredevil right now, but the only people that are in it are the Defenders are in Doomsday. I heard that has been confirmed.
Not according to
But
Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox said he
well,
is
I don't know if
not.
Daredevil's in it. They said,
Well, yeah,
uh,
who? I mean, he's one of the Defenders, right? So
yeah, but I don't think they're including Daredevil. I think it's just Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and the girl. But anyway, doesn't matter because they're throwaway characters anyway. Uh, I don't understand what the point of having the Hand in the movie. What
there was no point in having a
well,
hand in the movie. That's my point. You had to have somebody competent to fight for Jean Grey to control, and that's why you had the hand in the movie. But because
that just
the nature
doesn't make
of
sense.
what damage control was, you could have had any other group of capable foes for Jean Grey to take over. So it was just more wasted screen time introducing these characters that were borrowed from somebody else, when all it really mattered was they were fodder for Jean Grey.
Yep. Um, I guess we're just talking about the nitpicky bad stuff.
So
They kept it from getting a 10 or 9. Uh, I she her role was kept secret. Uh, they tried to keep it secret as much as they could. I don't have a problem with them setting up the X universe, and this is the best time they could do this because this is the only movie on the way till Doomsday. And if they're going to be redoing this X-Men, which we've been over 100 times, I just felt like it was dragged far too long in this movie. It should have, like I said, it should have been dealt with.
well,
This is the issue. This is what happened because of it. This is what it's going to affect. Let's deal with it over and done. And you could have gotten to his own plot that made this a Spider-Man movie or something. Had a backup character or something else he was going after. I've seen it done in movies and TV shows. Jack Bauer in one of my favorite shows in 24. He had one threat that he was dealing with. Once that threat was over and taken care of, sometimes there was a surprise threat or underlying threat underneath the regular threat that was the real antagonist. Seen it done perfectly and plenty of times by other writers and directors. I just don't understand why it took so long. That part when she's finding out about her sister, and they flash back to it, and they're interrogating the guy from Damage Control, and she's sitting in there, and then she goes back into the flashback when she's meeting Aunt May and finding out the similarities in her and Peter. And then for her to not even say goodbye and she just leaves later, Punisher's just like, oh, she's good people. She left. Oh, she's left. She left. She did? Why did she leave? What was she here for?
So,
what time?
Since we're talking about Jean Grey, Sadie Sink has no charisma whatsoever. She has no screen presence. She's not likable. Her character is not likable. Now, and that's a huge problem, dude. First off, we kind of always knew that Jean Grey was in the movie, and we knew she was going to do her body hop thing because you saw it in the trailer. So we extrapolated that much. But made her your villain. She's your villain in this movie in no uncertain terms. You can say that the heel turn at the end of the movie makes Damage Control the villain, but from our understanding, Damage Control only killed one person. How many people did Sadie Sinks kill in the beginning of that movie? I mean, she wasn't even like endangering security guards that were hurting her. She put an old lady who was a janitor at risk driving a tank, drove her through a wall, and then set up a bomb with her in the building. So how many people did Jean Grey kill in this movie? And I mean, it does. I mean, honestly, I told Jared, I think they just Hank Pym'd her. Because, like, in the comics, Jean Grey is the compassionate X-Men. She's the moderating factor. She's the true believer in Professor Xavier's vision of coexistence and all this other stuff. So, first, on the subject, they did exactly what I was hoping they did not do, because they set up the X-Men, but the whole premise they set up the X-Men for was, we have powers and they hate us because we're different. No, they don't hate you because you're different. They hate you because you're in the park with your sister stealing people's bodily autonomy. You're literally mind raping people in the park and saying they hate us because we're different. No, you're violating people in the park. That's why. I mean, Jareth pointed that out to me. He was like, they didn't hate you because you're different. They hated you because you were jumping into people's minds uninvited in the park. You know, it's like, what the hell? So how are you going to spin this and be like, we didn't do nothing wrong, we were just born different? No, you and your sister were using your powers against regular people that had nothing to do with it. This is like the Thanos is right moment for this movie, because the villains were right. Damage Control was right to take these delinquent, these delinquent mind jumpers off the streets. So, like, it's sad that Sarah Gray, not created until like 1994, by the way, and died by 2006. I don't know why they injected her at the beginning of the story like this. It's sad that she died, but at the same time, this premise that they weren't doing anything wrong. If all the mutants in the MCU are like this, they deserve it. They are the bad guys.
Yeah. Didn't make a lot of sense to me how they dragged it on and then didn't have any finality to the story or why she was here, any kind of lasting effect. Well, they did, because they're trying to allude that MJ's character was lying, that she did remember, and they, with the handshake.
I don't think they alluded that. I don't think they alluded that.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I don't think she was lying at all. In fact, we were talking about how impressive she was. I think that that was the biggest exhibit of how impressive she has become as an actor, because when they're at Castle's boathouse, I guess you'd call it. It's a gross place he was living.
Yeah.
And uh Peter's working on his tech. By the way, more stupid Peter in this movie. More stupid Peter, because back home he's got Stark Tech AI doing all his homework for him. And even when he's at Castles trying to fix his tech that the Stark Tech designed, he can't figure it out. But his girlfriend can? Oh, I was in
Wait a minute.
college. I took some classes in college. It's like she has like a TV guide's worth of knowledge in biochemistry, and she's trumping the guy who's supposed to be one of the smartest people. Like, Marvel, why can you not get this right? Like, what comic are you reading, man? But in that
Yeah.
moment when they're talking, the chemistry between them is amazing. And I'm thinking, wow, look at the chemistry between these two. And I'm like, of course they're married in real life. Yeah, they've got some chemistry.
Yeah.
So they're throwing sparks
But
like crazy.
yeah, I shooting her. I would say that she did and I, I kind of thought about this when people were watching Homecoming and the second Tom Holland Spider-Man. They was just like, this I don't like the MJ. She doesn't fit. But watching her in this movie, I was impressed at her. Excuse me, at her range. I was just like,
Well,
wow.
that's where I was heading. When
She looked
when
the part. She
when
she was just really well.
when she reads the
From
note, he comes back and she's found the note. And
yeah,
she says to him, well, the spell, it worked. I don't remember you. I don't love you. Cold as ice. I was like, that's the same girl a couple of scenes ago. I was like going, look at the chemistry between those two. And she's
yeah.
delivering this line where you didn't think she felt a thing for him. And I was like,
Mhm.
wow, the range on this girl is amazing. So
Yeah,
like
but she changed because when she said that, and then she said, "Can I have a ride back?" And then when he was just stuck, and then she goes, "Do you want to come up to say hi to Ned?"
you could tell there was a
And
lot going on emotionally during that swing back. Yeah, I agree. I
yeah,
agree, but like, so
yeah.
yeah, but I don't think she remembers. I just
No,
think
no,
that
no.
she sees value in him the same way she saw value in him the first time.
Mhm.
And I think she sees how lonely he is, and I think that that was her extending an olive. She's like, I can't help you. I don't love you, but maybe seeing Ned will make you feel better. And it's seeing him with Ned, I think, made her realize, oh no, what he's saying is definitely true. Like, everything he's saying is true, which kind of
Mhm.
warms her up to the idea that maybe there is something between them.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Her look, her character. I just wow. I was like, man, this girl's come full circle. I mean, again, it's a role that she's playing, but I thought she did a really good job in
Check her out in Dune.
playing
You'll
this
be just as
MJ. Yeah,
impressed with her in Dune. Yeah, I mean, she's
yeah,
pretty
yeah. She
impressive.
was good. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you put it down on paper, people are saying that her and Tom Holland, whether you want to whoever's movie it was or not, they're responsible for a big part of the box office this last 2 months, with them two being in the Odyssey and this movie. It's a lot
And
of bread.
she's in Dune.
Yeah, and Dune. That's the
And
third
Jason.
one coming.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I haven't seen either. I heard they're pretty good.
The first one's a little slow. There's a lot going on in that
I remember
story.
the original Dune
That
from back in
one,
our heyday.
that
I
one,
could never make it past the opening credits of that movie. The sand dunes and
that one
whew,
is that one is, well, if you don't like sand dunes, you ain't gonna like the new ones either. Because
Only movie I
it's
like sand dunes in was Spaceballs. You guys comb in the desert?
we found
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll delete
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of sand dunes in it too. Um, the other one you're thinking of that was made by David Lynch. David Lynch
Mm,
took like a crap ton of Goyer liberties with the source material when he made that movie. So
mm,
Herbert fans, the books Dune, don't like that
mm.
movie. Lynch
Uh,
fans like that movie, but not the books. So it's like one of those things where it's so different, it's almost its own thing. Where
uh,
this is kind of an interesting story. Uh, we talk about that offline. I don't want to talk about Dune while we're
no,
talking
no,
about
we're good.
Spider Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
back to Spidey. Um, what did you think about the Hulk?
I think they need to make up their mind with the Hulk. They need to make up their mind what they're doing with the Hulk. Um, there's no explanation why it's contrived because last time we saw the Hulk was perfectly balanced. Banner had found his he found peace, and he was smart Hulk all the time. But now
Yeah.
he's wearing a Stark tech again. Banner's supposed to be a genius, but somehow Stark has all the ideas in the universe. He's wearing a Stark tech bracelet that keeps him from being the Hulk. Why did we get here? I mean, last time we saw him outside of the She-Hulk show, which was woof, um,
Mhm.
he's signing autographs for kids in a diner because he's so balanced as being the Hulk. So now he's teaching classes and he's suppressing the Hulk for why?
Yeah.
Because we needed an excuse for him to be dangerous. And my understanding is that they're saying now that apparently, uh, shoot, I can't remember his name. Mark Ruffalo, keeps pitching Kevin Feige, Feige, whatever his name is. He's a fake. Um,
Mhm.
it, he keeps pitching him Hulk movies, and he says some of them are really good. So if they can get past the universal distribution problem, you might actually get another Hulk movie. But they really need to make up their mind what they're going to do. Honestly, what they've done with the Hulk in the MCU is an absolute disaster. You don't know because you haven't watched the Disney Plus stuff. Do you know that Hulk's son is in the MCU?
Yeah, I did see that.
He looks ridiculous. He looks like a hipster with like a barrette in his hair. Like what is
Yeah.
this?
I
So
don't know
like,
what they
how did that happen? Like they don't explain it. Like I don't. I want it to be a fever dream. I want it to never exist because it
yeah.
doesn't fit in continuity. It doesn't make sense. It was played for laughs, if anything, and it just none of it makes any sense.
My whole thing with the Hulk is that ever since they were doing that thing where Black Widow was calming them down, if they decided to do what they did before Civil War with Planet Hulk, is that they sent them off like the Illuminati with Professor X, Doctor
But they
Strange,
did
Iron
that.
Man.
But they did that
Yeah,
already. They did that
but they
already in Thor Ragnarok, so they can't do it again.
yeah. No, I mean what they should have did is made it more towards of what they were doing with the Planet Hulk situation and have the storyline be uh vignettes in the other movies where you have a 10 or 15-minute montage of a Hulk story running parallel with the story that you have, a la the first season of Arrow with the flashbacks to the Deathstroke when he was on the island type thing. And
Hulk,
then you get to see, then you don't have to worry about doing a movie until after Planet Hulk when you want to do World War Hulk when he comes back and interferes in another movie and then and takes out his wrath on the people that sent him away and then his people dying and his planet dying.
Hulk is the MCU's Superman problem. Hulk is too powerful for them to know what to do with and not have. They can only maintain the villains as formidable as they can with Hulk out of the picture or Hulk depowered. So
Okay.
that's why Age of Ultron, Hulk goes nuts, Banner gets in a plane, leaves. Doesn't show up until Ragnarok. He's played as a B character in Ragnarok. He doesn't have his intelligence, so he's just kind of like a hangers on for that story. And then they're constantly depowering him. Then you got in what in game, not in game, the one before Infinity War. They
Yeah.
depowered him because of Thanos in a stupid way. It's just like I just they constantly yo-yo with that character because they know none of their villains have the juice to really be a match for the Hulk with all those other characters. So they have to take Hulk out of the scenario. So why, if you want him out of the scenario, leave him out of the scenario. Stop being inconsistent with what's going on with the character.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah. It's worrisome. It's troublesome. I just don't, they don't have, they don't know how to fit them in.
well, the thing is they don't have to. They don't have to fit him in because they've literally replaced every other guy in the MCU. There's nobody
Yeah.
left. So why do they keep trying to use Hulk for these things? Because Mark Ruffalo's cheap. They're
Yeah.
honestly they probably want to get their distance from him because of his pro-Palestine stuff.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's like they're handling a hand grenade. They keep blowing limbs off with it, but they keep picking it back up. It's like, I think it's poor what they've done to it because honestly, I'm going to give the credit to Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon's treatment of the Hulk in the first Avengers film was genius. And that set the tone for everything that's been going since. So Joss Whedon really gets the credit. The puny god moment, the I'm always angry moment, that's the point where you're like, oh, this character is way cooler than I thought he was. Because
Hmm.
like in the Hulk movies, it's like don't make me angry. Oh, rage monster that kind of does the right thing, but he's still too dangerous to hold. So
Yeah.
it wasn't until Joss Whedon's Avengers that he became a targeted nuke. That like, yeah, he's dangerous, but we know how to use him. And Banner has more control than he seems to. Than he's seemed to before. And then he keeps getting better and better at control, and then you just take it away from him in this movie. For what? Because you couldn't find somebody else strong to beat the crap out of Peter? Like,
Mm.
it's an X-Men thing. Why didn't they have Juggernaut at damage control?
That's what I said.
Why didn't they have Colossus at damage control? He could have done a million things with this movie. And the mutant thing is the real problem. Honestly, the Jean Grey problem, the mischaracterization of Jean Grey, the mutant. We weren't doing anything. We were just different when you were out mind raping people in the park. Is a problem. So
Mhm.
that almost made me score this movie lower. And the fact that they went through this movie, Jean Grey is being absolutely diabolical. She's literally costing people lives. By the Man of Steel standard, Jean Grey at least killed 30 people in this movie.
That's true.
I mean, there's one moment like to stop her from getting to MJ. Spider-Man webs up that helicopter from the crane and just leaves that dude hanging there. Like what? Like I understand the stakes here, brother, but is that a Spider-Man thing to do? How long do your webs
33
last?
feet.
How
33
long do your
feet.
how long do your webs last? So you're going to leave that guy to potentially fall to his death as they're trying to figure out how to get that helicopter down from that crane.
Collateral damage.
Man, just like this movie is full of these moments. Like Jean Grey is not a good guy. They imply by the end of
No,
that movie that she was the misunderstood good guy. No, she was not the good guy. She was never the good guy.
no, never.
So, like,
Where's she going? Where's she going?
we know where
Upstate
she's
New
going.
York.
She's going to upstate New York, but
Upstate New York.
because she used to be the heart of the X-Men, but in this continuity, she's a total POS. She's a spoiled little girl that thinks it's okay to like mentally rape people and then blame it on it's because I'm different. She has no compassion. She's killed, we'll say 25 people at this point. There's no justification for it. There's no like, those people didn't kill her sister. She killed 25 people. Or even if they did kill her sister, it was probably by accident. It's not like they took a scalpel to her brain, but you on purpose murked 25 people in this movie trying to get revenge or
Well,
trying to find.
why didn't the Punisher find that like this is wrong? I need to stop you.
Well, the Punisher was.
Come on, Pete. Let's go get her.
Well, no, the Punisher was. He was mind. He's mind controlled as soon as he got in a room with her.
Yeah. But he could say, I got these special bullets that'll stop her from doing that.
Oh no! I would be complaining even more. I got a special.
No, you wouldn't.
I got a special bullet for mutants in the MCU. Personally, I'm just so disheartened because they're doing exactly what I said they shouldn't do.
No, there's going to be a big surprise.
Yeah,
They're
the
not
big
going to do that.
surprise is I'm supposed to feel bad for a person who just murked 25 people because her sister died by accident. I'm not saying what Damage Control was doing was right, but this isn't even a two wrongs make a right situation. This is a 25 of your wrongs is definitely worse than the one girl they killed by accident. And you weren't innocent. You were mind raping people in the park. You were taking away people's bodily autonomy. That is a crime. It's just like we were just different and they hated us for it. No, they hated you because you were doing the exact same thing that people who hate mutants think you shouldn't be doing.
Exactly. But overall, I think it was pretty decent movie aside from the prolonged Jean Grey epic or epidemic. Uh, Zendaya did a great job as MJ. Tom Holland did a great job. I don't like his friend.
What, Ned?
No,
Really?
he seems creepy. I'm watching
Um,
Spider-Man. I don't like that. I like the Ned that was in the first three movies, not this
there was
one since
there was a
the
Ned in the
Mind Wipe.
first three movies?
Yeah, remember he had hair and he's his
No, there was
bubbling friend.
not. There was
What?
no Ned. There was no Ned Leeds in the. Let's see.
Yeah, he's in all of the movies.
No.
He's his best friend. Then he went bald headed. Then he grew his hair back. Oh, he's got a hairpiece. Ned's in all the
Uh,
movies.
no. Incorrect.
What are you saying?
There was no Ned Leeds in the original Spider-Man. There was not. Uh, Ned
No, no,
Le-
no.
Ned Leeds.
No, I'm talking about before the Doctor Strange mind wipe thing. The
It's the
Ned. I
same
don't like
kid,
the.
dude.
No, but he nowadays he doesn't know Spider-Man. He acts all weird. I'm tracking Spider-Man. I'm not weird. I'm like,
Well,
dude, he's a
but what if
whack.
that's an Easter egg for him being who Ned Leeds actually is?
Hobgoblin. No,
Hobgoblin.
it might be. Yeah, but I just I don't care less for that.
I
The
okay.
reach.
I thought you were saying that Ned Leeds
Oh,
was in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. I was like, no, he wasn't. He was not in that movie.
yeah, yeah. No, he's not in those.
But Frank Grillo played the bully in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. Was it Frank Grillo? Yeah. Was it Frank
Oh,
Grillo?
yeah, yeah.
Frank Grillo? I think it was.
Crossbones. Crossbones.
Yeah, it was either Frank Grillo or the other guy.
No, it's him. It's Frank Grillo.
Frank Grillo. Yeah, when I saw it, I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, they expect us to believe this was a high school kid.
Yeah. He's old as heck. He's old enough to be their dad.
he didn't even have a 5 o'clock shadow. He had like a
Yeah.
11:45 shadow. I mean,
Yeah. Eventually, at some point, uh, whatever happens to Tom Holland Spider-Man in Secret Wars, I think he'll have the black suit in that.
I thought for sure that was going to be that's what was going to be in the vault under VMAX. I thought Venom, VMAX, Venom, yeah, Venom.
Oh yeah, that's true. VMAX, but it turned out to be a air duct. Martha VMAX misdirection. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
peeped
turned out
that.
to be an air duct. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
what the hell?
Oh
I'm
man.
thinking the whole time when they're saying VMAX, I'm like, who could this be? Cerebro? New
Oh yeah.
version?
Yeah, I think that, like I said before, the movie meanders too much. It takes a lot of time. It shows off a lot of characters that it doesn't use. The characters it does use was a long walk just to get into where they were doing, and all you needed to do is have some generic challenge to his authority, because Jean Grey's just going to puppet a bunch of people. So like all you needed was a bunch of people with kung fu. Jean Grey could have kung fu'd a bunch of people. It's like there's no reason
Yeah.
why it had to be the Hand, which is
Mhm.
always a weird explanation. It's like, well, we just they were just misunderstood kids. We just trained them up to do for good side. A bunch of misunderstood. They decided to stay in their ceremonial hand garb. Like what? Like
Yeah, that didn't make
that was
sense.
such a that was such a ham-fisted thing from like a less sophisticated Spider-Man movie. That's the kind of move I would expect to see in a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie, not a mature. It's just like they're just a bunch of misunderstood teens that got taken in by the Hand, but when they started work for us, they decided to keep wearing their old uniforms. Like what? Like
Yeah.
huh?
What? Nah. That's a handful. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the the mutant stuff, the world's not ready for it. We need to send it back. Um, the mutant plot, tired, over it, don't care. Mutant sympathy, absolute zero. So
Yeah.
like the turn in this movie is supposed to make me feel better about this mass murdering, spoiled, rotten little girl who's mad that her sister got held accountable for mind raping people in the park. Like what? Like why? Like why is this?
Mhm.
Who read this script and was like, "This is it. This is where you want to start your mutant universe from." Like it's like
Yeah, that doesn't get over too well. Doesn't get over well.
I
And
just
sorry they had to put it in the Spider-Man movie to try to make it make sense.
yeah, and
Nah.
that's the sad part is that like if it wasn't for this stuff, I could probably have rated this movie better. Like I when I was thinking about this movie, I was like, well, this is a good movie, but it felt too long, and like I'm really upset with these choices that they've made. The emotional stuff was good. The characterization of that emotional stuff was really good, but the whole plot, like why do we still think Damage Control are good guys at this point? Because if not, I'm not mistaken. Uh, Michael Keaton's Vulture was one of the salvage teams for the Battle of New York that eventually became Damage Control.
Mhm.
And Gyllenhaal's group of techs were people from Damage Control that were mad because Stark Tech pillaged all the best tech from the battle from New York after the Vulture incident. So we're 3 for 3 on Damage Control not being good people. So like, why are we like, yeah, they're
Yeah.
the best? Like what? Like big
Yeah.
surprise. There's a turn at the end that they were the bad guys. What? Um, and then why is it that Jean Grey can't get into Spider-Man's head? Because of Marvel magic, right? Like why? Why can't? Because he's so smart? Not in these movies. Because he's a mutant? Like didn't affect anybody else he got into. Got into the Hulk just fine. So it doesn't make sense why it's a contrived another story element to make this movie take longer when we could have just skipped to the end.
Mhm. That's true. Very. Mm, I don't know where to go from here. I don't even know how the next sequel gets made because they got a lot of stuff that needs to fall into place, and
I
then you got to
mean,
find out.
whose villain is he going to steal next?
Mhm. Yeah, it's gonna be different. Definitely different. But yep. Mm, mm,
Sinister Six. It's got to be the Sinister Six.
that would be cool.
It's the fifth movie, so it's got to be Sinister Six. You got to keep the next stuff.
Yeah, set it up for the sixth movie. Yeah, that'd be cool. Then he
Yeah.
needs Miles Morales. He needs Miles Morales' help to beat the Sinister Six.
I think that would be a great idea for the last movie, but only the last
Yeah,
one. I
yeah,
think
that
we've
would be
said
good.
our piece. I
Yeah.
think last time we did a movie review, our review scores changed by the end. I don't think mine's changing.
Nah.
I'm gonna stay at an 8, but I think the 8 is maybe too generous because of all the problems I pointed out. Again, I don't want to
I mean, I could get
criticize.
over the Jean Grey thing, but I still think everybody else did a good act in it. So I'm gonna
I
stay with
can't
my 8.5.
I can't get over the Jean Grey thing, but I want to be fair to this movie and not criticize it by borrowing trouble from the future. I think
Yeah.
that my problem with this movie is the trajectory it sets for the X-Men films, not what happened so much in this film. I think this film had some structural issues. I think it suffers from sequelitis. But when you consider it's yet another strong sequel to the Spider-Man movies, it's an outlier. It's there's no other franchise I can think of where each of the movies is consistently pretty good. I mean, maybe no way, no, maybe Far From Home is the weakest link in the whole bunch, but it's still got a lot of positives to it. Well,
Yeah, it's true.
anything else you
Yeah,
want
I
to
mean,
add?
now I'm trying to think. I
Punisher
think that
stuff?
was
Punisher talk?
no. I I would love to see a one-off buddy buddy thing with them two. Um, I want to hear more about this Staten Island thing
Yeah.
and see where that goes.
You know, one thing I was thinking about, and this did break a mold, in my opinion, because one of my biggest problems with Spider-Man, even in the comics, is he's such a sad sack all the time. I think I saw somebody say recently that uh, Peter Parker's nemesis is life, and
Huh,
they the way they write Spider-Man is that Spider-Man is never happy about anything. He's always got bad stuff happening to him, but at the same time, he's always focused on the bad stuff that did happen to him. This
yeah,
guy's Uncle Ben is still a part of the conversation after uh, 35, 40 years. Like, come on, dude. Like, I understand something bad happened and made you make a choice, but eventually that has to be your choice. Stop bringing up your Uncle Ben. You just like bragging about
With
how you're
great
dead.
power comes great responsibility.
Not in this universe. It's not,
No.
because it came from that quote came from Aunt May, and it was different. The closest they got to saying that quote was in this last movie. But
Oh yeah.
I can't remember where I was going with that.
Well, he's got to establish his own. I think. What are you 4 movies in for this guy?
Oh, I know what it was. They broke the mold, and all the franchises had that moment. Tobey Maguire's had the moment where he stopped the train, and the people on the train helped him, and they're like, "Oh, he's just a boy." Or in the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans, you had we're gonna move all the cranes so you can web swing downtown. So the point where New York is behind Spider-Man, and I think it was
Mhm.
very heartwarming to see this scene where he's in the hospital and everybody's waiting for him to come out. And I was like, this seems familiar. Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I didn't realize that.
Superman Returns.
Oh no,
and
that's it.
I was like, oh, this is the scene from Superman Returns, except with Spider-Man instead. This is Spider-Man
Oh,
Returns.
oh.
But no James Marsden anywhere to find. This movie could have used some James Marsden. If James
He
Marsden was in
probably
this
was in the
movie,
movie. He
if
he
James,
he probably was in the movie somewhere.
James, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna splice him in like Tyler Durden slices in little dudes.
This
I'm
guy.
gonna splice him into the movie to make the movie better. But yeah, I just thought it's a refreshing change of pace to see a Spider-Man movie end with Peter with a smile on his face and
Yeah.
something good happening for him. And um, I guess, is that the brand new day they're talking about? Is that the new leaf we're turning over? Because what a weird choice to use one of the most divisive names in Spider-Man comics history for this movie.
Mhm.
A lot of
Yeah,
people were nervous about the use of that name.
because they hated the comic book with that name. Joe
Well,
Quesada, Mephisto, and Peter making a deal with him. Uh,
I
yeah,
guess that's all she wrote
didn't
for
end.
me. I don't think I got anything else to comment about. We talked about Zendaya. We
No, that's
talked
it.
about Punisher. We talked about Spider-Man. Talked a whole
Hulk.
lot about Jean Grey and the mutant stuff. Um,
Talked about
talked
the
about
Hulk.
damage control.
Mhm. Yep,
Talked about
that's
dumb
it for
Peter.
that.
We talked about how Peter's dumb.
Peter's dumb and creepy Ned is, and
I don't mind it. I don't think there's any chance he's going to become Hobgoblin.
I think there
Okay.
is.
Um, I'm going to put it out there. I don't understand the after credit scene. I know we talked about it earlier, and I absolutely believe that you're right. That that's another Spider-Man from another universe coming through to ours. But why would it be off-world? It doesn't make sense. It's off the
Uh,
planet. Like, I don't understand any of that. So and it's
well, that's
probably
why you got to go see Endgame 1.5.
we're not. I'm not going to allow you to get me. It's too late. It's too late for me to no.
Be sure to turn in next episode where we cross over the Supergirl movie with the Endgame remastered.
Mm,
That'd
mm,
be bad.
Not okay, Taylor. Not okay. The thing that you're doing to me right now is not okay. You need to not bring that movie up.
You brought up the SG garbage.
Hey, no. I fulfilled a prophecy. Because
No,
I told you
no
what was going to happen.
prophecy.
I told you what was going to happen.
It
Now,
didn't happen. It still
it did.
sucks.
It.
You
We
know
are.
what we're going to do? We're going to stream that movie and watch it piece by piece. And we're going to talk all the good and all the bad, mostly the bad, and do a live commentary for our fans. It'll be the highest rated show in SI history.
I. I don't want to say anything hyperbolic. I would say structurally, that movie was better than this
No, because she got the flashback backwards.
one. Beginning, middle, end. Beginning, middle, end. Beginning, middle, end. This movie was
In middle,
this was
beginning,
this movie
stupid
was a
intro.
beginning, a middle, a beginning, a middle, a middle, a middle, of end, a beginning, a middle, an end. A beginning. Like this movie is just kind of a mess, and that's why I'm like, if this was
How
a
do
if
you
this was a
fumble? How do you fumble a Lobo cameo? They got that all wrong.
well,
He
first
just
off,
walked up behind the
you
table.
think
I'm
you
here.
think they fumbled it. You think they fumbled it. Everyone
No,
else said he's the
everybody.
best part of the movie.
No, he wasn't.
Everyone else says he's the best part of the movie. I don't say that, but I don't say excuse me language. It's gonna be a lot of editing there. I just you're saying a thing that's strictly your opinion. Everyone else says he was the best part of the
But
movie.
that was what you were saying. You were saying that I'm just correlating with everybody else. I'm not. I have my own
No,
opinion about this movie.
I did not say that. I did not say that. But you have. But you have on this podcast before. You said, you know, after listening to other people, I realized there were things in this movie that I didn't realize were there. It's fine that you dislike the movie. I'm not trying to change your mind about the movie. The whole point in me putting the thing was, is as I said when we did the Supergirl review, I said that people are going to change their perspective on it, and you said no, they won't. That's what the "I told you so" is about. It's not about you disliking Supergirl. It's about you saying they
No,
wouldn't do it, and I told you they
it's
would.
not. There's not enough evidence that that's true.
It's going to keep coming. Trust me, dude. And every time I see it, I'm going to take it, I'm going to throw it, and it's going to go right there
And I'm
because
gonna
it's
hit it
going
back.
to happen. Because it's the cycle. It's the cycle. It's what they do now.
Where's all the hate and the bad stuff from this movie? It's covered up by
Just
nine
came
hundred
out. It just came
million
out of me,
dollars.
Telly. It
Nine
just
hundred
came
million
out of
dollars.
me.
But no one else. Why isn't social media picking
Okay,
this movie
I mean,
apart?
okay, I've just pointed out some things to this movie that I'm sure the people that are watching right now said, "Oh wow, I didn't think of that. That's a big old hole in this movie."
I'm going to go look for negative stuff and see if anybody's saying negative stuff about Spider-Man.
I
I just
mean,
want to. I'm curious.
I know somebody said negative stuff because they said the first review I ever saw of it, someone said there's too much stuff in this movie. They kind of bring it all together by the end, but some
I don't
things
think
are a
so.
little weird.
There's some weird stuff in that movie. Like I said, it's not perfect. I totally
It's
wasn't.
not perfect, and I say giving it an 8 is I think exceedingly generous considering the amount of problems that I pointed out
The
to you.
only
But
reason I gave it an 8.5 is because of the Punisher part, the
I'm not
Hulk part,
arguing
Zendaya.
I'm not arguing your score, Telly. I'm telling
No,
you
I
what
know.
my score was. My score was an
Yeah.
8, but at the same time, I feel that 8 was in serious danger because of some of the decisions they made in this movie. When I was like, hmm, what should I do? Because at the same time, I'm people are grading this movie because it's another Spider-Man movie. But I'm grading this movie because it's not a Spider-Man movie. Just like Christopher Nolan's Batman movies weren't Batman movies. Peter Parker's smart, but they fumble every time they have the ball on making him smart. His girlfriend is smarter than him. He
It's
designed the tech,
because
but she has to figure out
they
what's wrong with it because she took a couple of classes in college.
they're going to reveal that this Peter Parker is Ben Riley. He's a clone. It's not Peter Parker. If they do that, you're going to be pissed.
No, I mean, it wouldn't matter because I don't care. Because
But why don't you care?
Who's the real Peter Parker? They
You
injected the
told me
Stark
what.
tech at the very beginning of the Peter Parker story for the MCU. It has robbed him of all of his intelligence agency. He's not a smart character. He's just a kid. He's a whoa kid. It's like baby Keanu Reeves just going swinging around going whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, I want to do this thing. Well, I don't know how to do it. Let me ask my girlfriend. Let me ask Tony Stark. Let me ask the AI. Let me ask the fabricator. The character is not who the character is supposed to be. Every Spider-Man movie has fumbled this character. So we can all sit around and say it was a good movie, but it's never going to get it's not going to get a 91% from me because they've goyered the character in a lot of ways. I'm just grading by a different standard than other people are grading. They're forgiving. Oh, it's the guy we got. You know, if a Thor purist was reading Thor and then he comes and watches the MCU and they're like, so Thor's an alien and all of his technology, all of his stuff is technology. It's just you can't tell it's technology because it's so advanced. I don't like it. I thought it was like, okay, well,
Mhm.
that's an interesting treatment because I think people weren't going to buy into it. But so, like, all of the Marvel stuff is just divorced from its source material for the most part, except for maybe Iron Man.
And
You
Nick
know,
Fury.
I mean, that's the good Nick Fury.
So you're
There's
trying to
just
say that Nick Fury, the current Nick Fury is dumb and the old
there's
one's
very
smart,
few
or
exceptions where Marvel hasn't done this. We need a thing here, so let's just borrow something in name only or in mostly name and shove it in this spot, and then screw what canon it is,
so you're
and we're
trying to
just.
tell me that the Namor in the MCU is not the Namor in the comic book?
I wouldn't know
I'm
how to
joking.
answer that character. I wouldn't know how to answer that, but don't get me started on Namor. I got a big beef with Namor. I got big beef with Black Panther too. Well, that's a whole different retro view, brother. Um, no, I
Namor.
just
Oh, we'll talk about that one, but yeah,
yeah,
Namor.
I'm just not. I'm not gonna press. I'll grade something as was it fun? Yes, this movie was kind of fun, but as a fan of the source material or a fan of getting things correct to the source material, I'm like cringing the entire time I watch this film. I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Like, how much shorter could this
Just
movie
going
have
there and say,
been?
stop
I
doing
mean,
this. You're wasting time.
I don't want to. You know, when a movie makes an intelligent change, it makes something more palatable for the audience. I'll acknowledge, oh, that was a good change. But a lot of the stuff that the MCU does, it's just they're shortcuts because they left gaping plot holes in their quote unquote plan that they don't actually have. Like the plan that they didn't have when they made Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver byproducts of Hydra experiment from one of the Infinity Gems. And that's how they got their powers. Except now they're saying that Scarlet Witch, even though she's dead, is going to have a central part in the MCU's X-Men saga because they want their cake and they eat it too. So now she's not going to be an Infinity Gem person. She's going to be a mutant. Like,
Mm.
oh brother, like please stop. I'm just so tired. I'm so exhausted, Telly.
Yeah, I
and
can
and
imagine.
and granted, I do take these things pretty seriously, and people are like, dude, why you take stuff so seriously? Because I see what happens at Marvel when they put it in their movie and their movie is successful. They say it's going to alienate people if the comics don't match. And that's
Hmm.
when they start forcing the stuff that's happening in the movies into the comic books for permanent and changing the status quo.
Yeah.
So I think it's dangerous business to allow these writers to significantly change characters because I've seen what they do when they do it. So
Mm.
we don't need to have this conversation.
No, I understand. But man, another great time. You guys like, comment, subscribe, fill out that ranking for Spider-Man.
Tell me how wrong I am. Tell me why that was the best Jean Grey ever. I mean, she definitely looked better than Fromke Jansen. I mean, that's like the Crypt Keeper with a wig on. I mean, maybe she's the best great Jean Grey you ever had because Sophie Turner's a looker, but she was wooden as hell. She might as well have been Pinocchio. She just
Yeah.
she wasn't feeling the part, you know. But I think it's I think there's a real problem with starting the mutant saga with this movie, and they started it at a really bad place. The choices that they made with Jean Grey in this movie are going to haunt that character in the MCU, I think, forever. Because she's never going to be that heart. She's never going to be that innocent kid. She's the mind raping kid in the park that killed 30 people trying to figure out where her sister was.
Mm.
So,
Wow.
and
Oh, okay.
it's because we're different, not because we're invading people's minds unsolicited. You know, you were saying something, Telly?
Um, somebody made a post saying
Oh, you're
that the
looking up
little
negative
kid.
stuff?
No, no. It just came up on Twitter saying that the little boy in the Spider-Man costume outside the hospital was Jean saying goodbye to Peter.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I was like,
I mean, people are just what? I
they
mean,
reaching. They
I
reaching.
heard so, I heard a review earlier that said Ned knowing the handshake at the end of the movie wasn't Ned remembering; it was Jean saying goodbye to Peter. It's like people are fishing,
Yeah, they are.
but
They
when you
are
have
though.
a character who spent the entire movie invading other people's minds, it's hard to tell, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Diabolically evil, dude. She invaded his girlfriend's mind and told, oh man, Telly, come on, man. Like, how is she ever not going to be a villain after the stuff she did in this movie? Like, what a horrible person Jean Grey is.
She's a dark phoenix.
Yeah, she's a phoenix, all right.
Uh, uh,
Huh,
mm, mm, mm.
that's crazy.
Yeah, but Spider-Man is already available to order on 4K and Blu-ray. Mm, that's crazy. Oh man, it's 4 o'clock.
I know. I'm gonna be suffering tomorrow.
Yeah, I need to get some sleep. Uh, yeah, good show, man.
Yeah.
I know we probably clocked in pretty long.
An hour and 8 minutes for this. Thanks again for joining us. If you like what you saw, give us a like. If you didn't, let us know how we can do better. If you know someone else who might like us, please share. Help us boost the signal. For audio only, they can find us on Spotify by searching for Secret Identities Podcast. Or for full video, tell them they can find us on YouTube at Secret Identities Pod. And of course, every episode is free to listen on Patreon at www.patreon.com/secret identities. We also share clips of the show occasionally on Instagram at secret_identities_media or on TikTok at secret_identities_pod. Be sure to check out those socials. Drop us a like, give us a follow, turn on notifications. That way you will always be updated so you never miss an episode. You can look out for our streaming schedule or just see some of the news and funnies that we share throughout the week. And don't forget to please follow us or subscribe wherever you are listening from.